All right, what's happening, y'all? What's happening? All right. Let me get all set up here. All right, let's see what we got going on. Well, alarm is a go. Good to know. All right. Got the link. Okay. So today's topic is very interesting. Well, it was interesting to me. That's why I selected it. So we're going to get into that in a second. Let me also get some vibrations. Yeah, the gap needs some prayer. The gap is like, hey, somebody need to pray for us. Can somebody pray for us?
How many times have you been the one sitting in the judgment seat, or sweeping around somebody else's door when you live 3 blocks down the street? Don't be so quick to tear your brother down, cause it might have just been one of them days. It doesn't take that long to tear somebody down, but it takes less time to break. If you see me doing wrong, why don't you pray for me? Why don't you pray for me? There's no need to cast a stone. Just pray for me, for me, pray for me. If you just happen to see me fall, just pray for me.
Pray for me.
Might not be the one that I can call to pray for me. Don't make a habit of looking for faults if the motive ain't love. The only reason you're where you are is somebody decided to help you up. It'd be a shame for you to close your eyes, turn your back and just walk away. Just take the time to care enough to go down on your knees and pray.
Get on your knees and pray. Pray for me.
Why don't you pray for me? There's no need to cast a stone. Why don't you pray for me? See me fall. Pray for me. Pray for me. Pray for me. Pray for me. Can't go to pray for me.
Don't forget where you came from.
Someone take the time to think about the pray for me? In the name of my Father, won't you pray for me? You're my brother, you're my sister, won't you pray for me? In the name of my Father, won't you pray for me? You're my brother, you're my sister, won't you pray for me? In the name of my Father, won't you pray for me? You're my brother, you're my sister, won't you pray for me? In the name of my Father, won't you pray for me?
There you have it. There you have it. All right, so we got the vibes. We on IG too. I'm trying to get this shit over here so it could be in a better position. But it's not working so far. Let me see. Can this stand up here? Nope. What about like that? Nope. What about like that? Yep. Alright, so we get on Instagram too. Yep, good morning. Let me pull up this chat real quick. Jelani's in the building. First, what's up? Melanie, what's happening? Torrey's on IG. What up, man? Jeffrey's here. Canel is here. Jay Carly's in the building. Mo is here. Daniel, what's happening? Daniel's on IG. I think that's Ed. Ed, what's good? What's up, Winston? Yeah, I got my towel back, man. It's getting real hot out here. Like, it's hot outside, like, for real. 83 degrees. Come on, man. It's too much. It's too much. Yeah, I ain't ready for 90 degrees and all that yet, but I can sense that it's coming. All right. What was that? What else was I about to do? I was about to do something else. See Jay Carly on IG too. What's up, Jay Carly? What's up, IG Jay Carly? Got IG Jay Carly and then YouTube Jay Carly. They two different people. Euro was actually looking pretty good. All right, so before I go further, let me look at the topic. What was the topic again? What the hell was the topic? Oh, the gap. Yeah, so gap among a bunch of different retailers, they ain't pay their rent. They're like, yo, we not paying. And it's like a big number too, $100 and something million that they owe. Simon Property, you know, the dudes that own the malls, they suing them for some of it. I think for 60 something million, something like that. Yeah, they're suing them for back rent. Gap is like, we not paying y'all because if we pay y'all, we ain't gonna survive until next year. They said they can't survive for another 12 months. If they did pay their rent, so they're not paying their rent. So very interesting, man. Some very popular, well-known retailers, and they ain't gonna make it. They are not gonna make it. They said they gotta borrow money. They gotta do all type of stuff, go through all type of changes. So I found that interesting. Yeah, I got 103. Melanie, where you at? In Texas? That's crazy. J. Carl says 97 in Kansas. Wow. You there so you don't get fined? Yeah, that's crazy. 100 and Jeremy said 101 with the humidity. Crazy. It's 80, it's 83 here and I don't like it already. I'm not liking it. Like outside. I'm in the AC right now, but just being outdoors, it's like, whoa. It's creeping up, man. Right. Jeffrey said he complaining about 85 there. I know. Melanie said 103, so I'll just shut up. I'll just zip it. Yeah, I brought the towel out because I know when I start running, I'm gonna need it. Yeah, I may not even. No, I'm gonna run. I ain't gonna do that. There's a different park that we go to that got more shade, so I think we'll go over there and just run the trail instead of running on the track all in the sun. I don't think we're gonna do that today. I just don't feel like doing that. You know what I'm saying? Walker says 72 in the air conditioned house, of course. Oh, Payless, you like the Green Lantern? Uh-huh. Patrick, what's happening? Oh yeah, well we don't got a choice. We definitely gonna supercharge. Yep. As soon as the sun hit the skin, start charging up. State said they got 93 degrees. I think Stacy in Cali. Adele said, I'm not sure what Simon Moles have to do. Oh, to get their money from the Gap? Shit. Well, I guess they go in the court route, but I don't know how successful it's gonna be. Renard, what's happening? Yeah, I don't know how successful they're gonna be with that, but I think they're gonna at least give it a shot. Yep, they're gonna at least give it a shot. Yeah, and who else was it? I think it was Gap. Sephora's doing that. Gap is doing that with other brands too that they own. I forgot what the other one. I think Banana Republic is one, and they have another one that they own. Whatever the other one is, they just not paying rent, and none of them. They like, yo, we not paying no rent, like, cause we just not paying. It's crazy. Yeah, but I'm still curious to find out like the way that it's gonna work itself out because if you're a business and you haven't been open since lockdown, you do have a legitimate reason to not pay. However, if you're not paying the landlord, then the landlord would also need to have the same type of pause as you as a retailer or a business owner. If you're using the pandemic as the reason for not being able to pay, then I would imagine that landlords, should have a pause as far as paying for taxes and paying for mortgages to whatever banks that they owe their mortgages to. I just would imagine that because otherwise it doesn't make sense to pause. Like, why would you pause the rent payments? And the reason I'm asking is because this is actually what happened in New York. So I actually do have at least some information to refer to. So what Cuomo did was they put a suspension on rent and mortgage payments. But basically he's like, listen, if you can afford to pay, go ahead and pay. If you can't afford to pay, you can't be evicted out of your apartment for not paying up until August, I think it is, right? So in other words, all right, you can't afford to pay, you got up until August, and you can't be evicted from now until August. So this is what it's supposed to be. So it's kind of like a pause, right? So let's just put that in perspective just for a second. So if that's the case, if you take let's say a whole apartment building is like, yo, we can't afford to pay. So the landlord don't get no money from nobody. So now the landlord is still responsible for paying their mortgage. They still, responsible for paying property taxes. This is a question, because if that's the case, then it doesn't make sense to just extend that pause to the renters or to people with a mortgage, for example. Because I think it applies for if you have a mortgage too. Like you can't be either evicted or you can't be foreclosed on during that time up until August. So, all right, cool. So you're doing that for renters and for people that pay a mortgage. But what about the landlords that they owe that money to? And how are you extending that to them? You know what I'm saying? Like, because the landlord is not necessarily a business owner, so they may not be able to qualify for the business loan. If you just own the property, you still got to pay your property taxes. You still got to pay your mortgage. You still got the water. You know what I'm saying? Like you got other bills that you still have to pay for. How are they creating some type of a pause or some type of relief for the landlords? So I'm still looking for information about that. I haven't found it yet, but I'm curious to know how that's working itself out. I'm just curious to know, because I know that a lot of people, especially in my circle, a lot of people own buildings, and they're like, we still don't know what's going on. And I'm like, so they're not saying anything. They said no, they haven't said anything. So I'm like, well, are you paying? And they're like, nah, we ain't paying shit. They're like, we gonna wait like everybody else do, and just deal with it later. And this is literally how landlords are dealing with shit. They like, hey, fuck it, we just ain't gonna pay. So when you got all of that going on, it's like now you starting to see the economy reopen back up slowly and all of that type of stuff. So it just to me look like it's just gonna be a big ass mess. Like by the time things start getting back in motion again, it's just gonna be messy, because it wasn't really clear like what was being done. You just saw bits and pieces of stuff being done just to offer immediate relief to the majority of the population. And that's what I mean about renters and people that's paying a mortgage. Like, you giving them relief, but if you got people paying rent in a building and there's 200 apartments in the building, that's a big ass building to be running, and you still got ongoing bills and expenses that you got to pay for as a landlord. But if you're not collecting any rent, or you collecting substantially less than you normally would, you got problems. You know what I'm saying? Like, especially since it wasn't made clear like what type of relief you were getting from the government or whatever. So just shit I've been curious about this ever since the lockdown started, because I wanted to know like where things would go. But again, this is one of the gray areas that it's not that much information about. So very curious about that. JT says, so if the entity has the mortgage, won't they qualify, including landlords? You talking about for the business relief loan, right? I would imagine that if they have some type of business associated with the property, like if they run a business that owns the property, then it probably would apply to the business. But what if you an individual that owns the property? Like I know men and women that own buildings. They don't necessarily have a business that owns the building. It's them. Like they the landlord. So I don't know. I'm not sure how that would apply. And from like my understanding, when I had discussions with them, they was like, they not giving out no money for that. Like a dude that I've known for years, he told me, he's like, nah, straight up, they not giving no money for that. They don't even have the provisions. If you are a landlord, you got to have an LLC, or you got to have some type of business that is associated with an actual business. Like it can't just be that you own property. Like you got to have like a what did he say? What did he tell me specifically? He was giving me examples. He was like, if you have if you run some type of a real estate office, that qualifies as a business. He's like, but if you just own the properties outright, or you hold the mortgages, it don't necessarily apply because it's only for businesses. So he was like, he was confused about it himself. So it was crazy, man. And this is another reason why I wanted to talk about it, because I wanted to see like who actually got information about that shit. JT said it'd be the same because they still have the mortgage. It's tricky though. Yeah, and that's exactly what he was telling me. He's like, it's a gray area and they have not clarified it. So I don't really think, I honestly don't think that he knows. And when I was having a conversation with him about it, he was like, he gonna apply anyway. So I didn't hear back from him. I'm gonna find out what happened, with that. But I know just regular business owners that was applying for it, they was putting them through mad, like asking them mad questions, like, you know what I'm saying, like that. A lot of small business owners, they don't want to give up all that information. They want your blood type and all type of shit. They asking for mad information pertaining to your business, and they don't always want to divulge all the information. So tricky, man. It is tricky. Let me come back over here. What's up, Lisa? Ernest was good. Paley said America makes a lot of money off of suing people. Jay Carly, then all that back rent is due then. Yeah, it would have to be. Because all it is a pause. It ain't like you don't have to pay it. It's you don't got to pay it right now. But you still got to catch up with that shit. Ernest said government failed in handling mortgages and credit. They should have been handled at the federal level and not the state level. Everything payment should have been paused, period. Hello? This is exactly what I've been saying the whole time. Exactly what Ernest is saying. It's like, how can you pause one part and not pause the whole thing? It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, all of that, right. Car note, mortgage, rent. Doesn't make any sense. Madell said the vicious cycle continues. Damon Mark, you are a landlord. Damon, relax. Madell, those eviction cases are going to be backed up. Walker, sounds like selective obligation that anybody could take advantage of. Yeah. Adele said he should have rolled his property into an LLC, stated that he owned a rental management business. Right, there's workarounds like that. But, like this is shit that just came out of nowhere. So, I mean, you would have had to have done that, damn near immediately after the lockdown, just to have that in place. That's a lot. That's a lot to have to do. They were asking about financials. Yeah, and not just about financials, but like, previous addresses where you personally lived and all, you know what I'm saying? Like mad information that you just don't want to be giving out like that. A lot of information, man. People don't be wanting to give out all that info. They damn sure don't. Especially a lot of small business owners. And then there was a lot of runaround too. Like they kept asking for more information. So you giving them the information, then they asking for more information. It's like, well, damn, you don't got enough information. And mind you, half the shit they know already. They be knowing the information already. They just want you to write it down and shit. Like they already know. Because if you running your business the way that you should, they already got information about what you're doing. They know how much you paid in taxes. They know what taxes you paid. They know what licenses you had to pay. All of that shit is in the business's name. How could you not know? And your business has an employee identification number, tax ID number. That's how they follow everything that your business is doing. How do y'all not know? You do know. You know they know more than you know. J. Carter says, so here's a question. If we are all open back up and people are not doing social distancing and wearing masks, etc., if there isn't a second wave of COVID, does that mean it was fake? No, it does not. Nah, not at all. Not at all. Lisa said, if we're expecting the governors who can't balance the budget to write any legislation that makes sense, you're crazy. All facts. I'm just talking about we need to sue the government. Shahar, what's up? J. Carter said, I'm a sue for pain and suffering and the new agoraphobia that I now have. Adele, I'm not sure about all that, but I applied and they asked for my financial info and asked to verify my old address as a security measure. If I knew a certain person, it wasn't as bad as people make it. Yeah, and it probably also depends on how up to date your information is too. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you moved 3 times in the last 5 years, the information is kind of scattered all over the place. So that's probably why they keep asking you for more information. Like, well, what other addresses have you had? You know what I'm saying? Like shit like that. So you know how people are. They get frustrated with having to answer questions. Yeah. You gotta just make sure that your information's up to date, pretty much. Yep. J. Carter said, I'm almost certain that it's psychosomatic. Lisa said they money launder, AJ. Yep. People do shit. They surely do. They surely do. Yeah, people definitely be doing shit. Yeah, but it's an interesting conversation. It is. It's very interesting to me. I'm still curious to see like what retailers is even gonna open back up. Like I'm waiting to see who's gonna be the first one to open. I ain't seen none of them open yet. I know in New York yesterday they just did phase 1 yesterday. They said the next phase probably will take anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks. You know, depending on I guess how the numbers look with the COVID shit, hospitalizations and all of that. So they're monitoring all of those numbers very closely, and they're doing things according to that. They're really using that as the benchmark. Paley said it all comes back to the cricket system. Shahara said Ross is open, DSW, Old Navy, Macy's is open, Neiman is back open. Yeah, I think, yeah, Neiman actually, they filed Chapter 11. So I'm pretty sure you won't be surprised if you see all type of sales. They probably want to clear shit out. I don't know how that's going to affect their stores, like as far as stores closing. But I know a handful of stores. I think it was Macy's announced that they're going to be closing stores. I don't know where, but they did announce that they doing store closings. Jay Carly said Ross open here, but they have lines wrapped around the building with the social distancing. I'm not about that life. You gotta be, yeah, nah, come on, man. Come on, nah, man. Especially not now when you can order shit online. Like, come on. That shit out of here. Lisa said New York was already a partial ghost town before this, so it's going to be interesting. Yeah, especially on the Upper West Side. Yeah. Yep. In New York, in the residential areas, people is outside. Like, you know, and I mean way more people. Like everybody is outside now. You know, people are moving around like they normally would, but they got masks on. And yeah, that like in the residential areas of the boroughs, the city is still kind of ghost. You know what I'm saying? There's no like you're not gonna really see the city bustling again until like tourism starts back. When people are actually able to travel here to New York City, then you'll see Manhattan flood again. But until then, it's not gonna be flooded like that. Nope, not at all. Because people from here, like you know, if we like people from New York don't give a shit about Times Square. We don't care. We don't even care like about malls like that. You know what I'm saying? We don't. But we do want to go outside though. Like everybody wants to go outside. Everybody love the park. You know what I'm saying? Just moving around like that. But all that, all the stores, we don't really care that much. No, we don't really care like that. But we do want to go outside though. Ernest says shops are open, but they're worse off right now because nobody going out shopping. Yo, people love Amazon, man. They're like, why am I coming over there when I could buy all this shit online? I ain't coming out doing all of that. Yeah, so I know that that's definitely something that has had an effect. The fact that people that were not doing shit online had to kind of adjust to doing and learning how online works and getting used to ordering online and doing all of that. You have a whole new wave of people, like even older people, that have been learning how to order shit online, and they like it. They're like, oh, we can get that online. Can we get it online? Like you starting to hear them ask questions like this. Older people, where they normally used to go outside and go, you know, to different places for certain things. Now they asking, can they buy it online? Because they don't want to leave the house. Come on, man. That alone has switched it up. That alone. Walker said, really wonder what's going to happen to the big cities with the big drop in the need for commercial real estate. Good question. Yeah, because a lot of companies, they ain't gonna pay for office space if they don't have to. If you can work remotely from home, they'll let you. A lot of these companies are doing that, and they're gonna keep doing it too. They're not all gonna just go back like that, paying all of this rent for all this commercial space. I agree. Lisa said there were already empty stores on the UWS on the Upper West Side. You're right. You're right about that. Ernest, people got bills to catch up on. Ain't nobody going to Macy's. Walker, maybe the unused offices will be repurposed for something more sustainable. Adele said, doubt it. Well, something that could have popped is oh man, what's the name of that company that they didn't go belly up, but the CEO messed shit up, spending too much money. What is the name of these dudes? They rent small like tables. It's like peer space. You know what I'm talking about? What's the name of that company? The big one. Something work. It's something work. What's the name of these motherfuckers? Somebody help me. Somebody gonna get it. It has work in it. But anyway, so these dudes, they rent out space to like if you was a freelancer or you just want a small office, you can rent like a desk. You can just rent the community space, access to that. You can rent a private office. which is just like a cubicle-sized office. WeWork. Thank you. Jesus. Thank you, Patrick. Yeah, WeWork. Yeah, WeWork would work with all of that empty space, but they fucked up. They already they messed it up already because the model that they had was very awesome. That shit was ill. If you are a smaller business or an up and coming startup, you just getting started. You know, you can rent an office for like $1,000 a month, like a little small cubicle space. And you're there with other people that freelance and do whatever they do. So you can network in the environment. You know, they give you access to coffee and unlimited coffee and water and, you know, all of that shit while you're there working. You rent your peer space for the month. And you have access to your like for work purposes. And you have a location now that you can use. If you want to meet with people or whatever, they can come there and meet you at the space. So the idea of that is remarkable. But they over leveraged, and they also the demand for it fell off. Like at first, it was popping, but they spent too much money on these contracts with these office buildings, where now they rented all of the space for cheaper. But when the demand dropped off, now you locked into these real estate contracts for 5 to 10 years. And what happens when the demand falls off, now you don't have people that are actually renting from you, because when the economy takes a turn and shit gets messed up, nobody has that money to spend on the peer space. And that's exactly what happened. That's what happened to them. So their valuation also in the market was another part of their downfall. They was valued at like $1 billion or something crazy. The number was ridiculous. And mind you, their valuation was way higher than what their actual valuation was. So you already know how that goes. So the stock is always going to reflect the demand of the actual company, and that's like a self-fulfilling thing. So when the stock market is not reflecting what the business is actually doing, eventually it catches up. When people catch wind that the business is not doing good, they're going to sell the stock. That's exactly what happened. The valuation, they got slapped. But that's a model right there that would actually work with what Walker just brought up. That would work. But they tried it, and because they messed it up, it's not like they can come in and step in now because they got all of this cash that they can use for it. They don't have cash. Like, they jammed up. The owner, the largest shareholder, I think it was SoftBank. And the owner of SoftBank had lent money to them already. They messed that money up. So it's just like they would have been positioned, but they're not positioned now because they already messed up before this. But that type of business or that type of company would actually serve very well for what you're talking about as far as all the commercial real estate that would be available. That is available, I would say. Yep. So it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting. Paley said he know a lot of people going to be doing survey sites online now. Survey says now that they're home all day for extra money. Yeah, upgrade the Starbucks workspace. Pretty much. Shahara said, I'm hoping my job told me my position is switching to 100% remote. That would be nice. That would be nice. I don't think nobody going back nowhere no time soon anyway, so. But that'll be nice. But Rhonda, what's good? Never understand why they want us in the office anyway when I can and I have been doing my job remotely since March. It is interesting. It is, well, I mean, I think that it's just part of the framework and part of the blueprint for corporations to have an office. Um, with all of the technology, it's obvious now that they don't need to have an office. So I think that you'll just see whatever companies that decide to go the remote route, go the remote route. But in the process of doing that, they'll also be downsizing because you're not going to need everybody that you probably would have needed in the office environment working remotely from home. They're going to figure out, well, this job right here is not really that important, for us to be paying just one person to do that. So let's combine the responsibilities from that with this and then have this person doing both. And then, what I'm saying? Like, you'll see that type of shit, I'm sure. Motherfuckers, they'll figure out how to, like, make the job responsibilities more for existing people. Instead of paying two people, they'd rather pay one. Figure out how to downsize shit. And that's for companies that will go that route. I don't think that they all gonna do that though. I think that some of them are gonna just go back to the office environment because that's just what they're used to. It may not be as many people, but I think that they'll go back. I don't think everybody just like everybody work remotely. I don't think that's gonna happen. Yeah, so if that's the case, then they'll continue to do what they're already doing. They'll continue to do that. If they figure that they don't need everybody working in the office, they can eliminate the office environment and cut that expense. But there must be some type of value by having an office. So they have to weigh that. Cause every company and organization is not the same. Everybody don't just look at everything the same. It depends on the organization. It depends on the corporation and how they are looking at things, how they view things, what it is that they're using things for. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to like the management, they're trying to figure everything out because they're thinking in terms of future growth for the company. And at the same time, they want to cut expenses. So it's a nonstop, forever process of them juggling them shits. You're juggling value versus cost constantly. Like, all right, this is costing us this, but is it worth that? The cost could be what they're spending and willing to spend for future growth. You know what I'm saying? So it depends. It really just depends on who it is. But this is good. This is a good conversation though. That too. Ernest hit it on the head. They want you in the office to keep an eye on your ass. What? It's called micromanagement. All day. Yep. Micromanaging. Leon, stock market crashed when COVID became more aware, and now it has recovered, and some are at new highs when the economy is on its knees. Yeah, they are. What's the word I'm looking for? They're moving in opposite kind of directions. The economy and the stock market. Somebody was talking about that the other day on CNBC. I was watching some shit I was looking at online that popped up in my my YouTube, and the guy mentioned that he was like, one is the leading indicator. The economy. He was saying that the economy is not the leading indicator. He was saying the stock market is the leading indicator. So in other words, you see shit happen in the stock market first, and then the economy catches up to it, because the stock market is reflecting bias and how it up afterwards. So it's like, well, why is the stock market going up with all of this shit going on in the economy, where businesses are actually not even open, and this, COVID affected this and blah 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 blah. Like, it doesn't make any sense. And what he was explaining is that it's because of the future perception of what things are going to be. That's what the stock market is more so based upon. And I understood what he was saying. I don't know how accurate that is, but his point was valid, in my opinion. Is the stock market a good investment? Well, it depends on the stock. It really depends on the stock. And in my opinion, it depends on the business. Like, people look at stocks like a number. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I need a stock tip. And it's like, nah, like, you don't want to just, you don't want to invest your money in the stock because you think it's going to go from one price to another. If you're going to invest money in a stock, you should look at the business of the stock that you're investing in. Like, we was talking about a couple of different companies. I forgot how long ago this was. It might have been about 2 weeks ago. One of them that we talked about was Domino's Pizza. Another one was Chipotle. I think another one might have been McDonald's. But like, businesses, like, if I'm looking at a stock market investment, I'm actually looking at the business first. Then I'll analyze where the price of the stock is and if it makes sense based on whatever's happening at the time. Like, I don't think that now is the best time to invest in certain businesses, because the best time to invest was actually at the beginning of the lockdown. Like, matter of fact, we had discussed this because I had brought it up. As soon as the shit happened with the lockdown, the businesses that were still running, to me, those are the perfect businesses to invest in. Chipotle was still up and running because they, like, companies that had an already existing structure where you can order through the app. You know what I'm saying? You can place your order through the app, right? And get your food delivered. They already had connection to Uber Eats or whatever, Postmates, whatever they deal with, Grubhub. They can deliver your food to you. They already had that before the lockdown. It was already in place. After the lockdown, their business is still running. You can't come in, but you can order takeout. No problem. You're good to go. Whatever businesses were structured like that, it's going to do well. Domino's had that on Smash. What? First of all, don't nobody even go to Domino's to sit down and eat. Nobody gives a shit. You ordering and you're going to get your pizza delivered, or you're going to go pick it up. So they running like crazy. Their business like took off after the lockdown. That's one. Chipotle was another one. The McDonald's drive-through, I came to find out that the drive-through alone accounts for 2/3 of their business. That's the perfect business to be like, you know what I'm saying? If you're looking at a business from the perspective of business, do what makes sense. And then that's how you know what stocks make sense. So that's how I would do it. That's just what makes sense to me. That's how I would go about doing it. Instead of trying to time any stock or just time the overall stock market, hoping that the stock market goes up. Like, actually look at the business of the stock that you want to make an investment in and see if the business makes sense. And then that should reflect the decision that you make to invest. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion. But yeah, so that's how I look at that. Adele, you funny. She's like, IG getting too much love. Oh yeah, and Wingstop was another one. Yes. Yes, thank you, Jelani. Yep. Um, Shahaba said, but their company doesn't own the business. As soon as they moved into the new building 4 years ago, an oil tycoon from the Middle East purchased the property for $1 billion or something. So the company is renting a space for a few, 100 million for 10 years. Oh, Shahar, you talking about your job? You talking about the people that you work for? Ernest said, you work, you're selling your time. They own every second of that part of your day. Don't complain about being in the office. Interesting. and facts. Yep. Shahara said, not having to move my car, get dressed to do my job for the time being is a welcome change to being around work people. She said, it's nice doing my stink ass job from the comfort of my home. Plus, it's easy to keep an eye on the market from home too. No doubt. Mo said, is it wise to invest in a real estate investment trust? Personally, I don't like them. That's just me though. Like, the reason I don't like them is because with the real estate investment trust, it's like you really got to know a lot about the type of investments that it's making, and you don't. You know whatever information that they're giving you. You know, if they're even if they transparent with everything that they're doing, you know, you don't know why they're making a deal. You don't know what the outcome of the deal is going to be, et cetera, et cetera. So you don't know what percentage of the capital that they have that they are keeping in cash. It's too many things that you don't know. It's different when you invest in an actual business, like a stock. That is a business. You know how the business runs. Domino's sells pizza. That's what they do. The more pizza they sell, the more money that they're going to make, the more margin that they're going to generate, more revenue, more bottom line. You know what I'm saying? So over time, you can better gauge what the growth trajectory is going to be. With a real estate investment trust, you really don't know. It's too many outside things that affect real estate, in my opinion, for you to really have full confidence in investing in one of those. Like, to be honest with you, I would rather invest in an index mutual fund before I invest in one of those, because I know that an index mutual fund at least is tracking the overall stock market, and historically the overall stock market goes up over time. You know what I'm saying? So that's just my opinion though. That's just my opinion. And you saying at this time, I mean, I don't think at any time that, like, it's just not it's not on my list of like investments that I would consider. Now, that's not to say that it's not good. There's real estate investment trusts that do very well, but you got to look at why. Like, why did they do so well? You know what I'm saying? Is it because of the deals that they made, or is it because of the timing, or is it because of what the timing was for the real estate industry? I mean, I'll give you an example. Real estate investment trusts right before 2008 was killing it. When 2008 came, they all died. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, nah, we not gonna, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like you got to learn from different things that take place from the past. And I also think that real estate is way more difficult to recover from versus the stock market. The stock market just has historical fluctuations, and it's supposed to go up and go down, have big ass crashes and big ass rallies and shit like that. That's what it does. As a matter of fact, in the stock market, when you are investing in it over time, the downturns is where the most opportunity is. You know what I'm saying? Like, one approach to take is, when you see the stock market going down, if there's some type of crash or, a large drop, increase your investment into it. Like just set aside a certain amount of money that you want to invest every month. And when you see downturns, increase it. Maybe you're doing $100 a month. You see a downturn, do 150. Like, invest more. People have like the opposite thinking. They want to invest more when it's up. No, you want to invest more when it's down because you know that it's going to come back up. So what happens is when it goes down, you buy more of the shares or you increase your position more, which will make, when it goes up, your position more valuable because you have more shares. You see what I'm saying? That's the thinking that you always have to have when you're investing, especially when you're investing in something that has the long-term potential, which the stock market, in my opinion, is. Like, that's how I look at the stock market, and that's how I treat it. But that's a good question. Jay Carly says she like real estate investment trusts. Yeah, I don't like them shits though. But that's just my opinion, like I said. That's just my opinion. Rhonda said, what is derivatives? I need to do some research on different investments. Is it similar to the stock market? Derivatives, I don't like either. I don't like those either. Because they're like a way that they call it like creative financing and investments. Derivatives, you got to be careful with. Derivatives are like mortgage-backed securities. You know what I'm saying? It's like something that was created, and there's a lot of confusion associated with them too. All of those derivatives is what crashed the real estate industry in 2008. That's what happened. All of them, like, what banks was it that went under? All of them banks, all of them shits that got bailouts. The reason that they lost all that money is because they had all them derivatives out there. They just write in new shit. They write in new securities. People are buying them. They don't even know what it is. They don't even know what they're buying, but they're just buying it because that was the hype in that moment. And it was the hype until it wasn't. When that bubble bursted, shit got crazy. That is one of the reasons now that you don't even know who owns your house. If you had a mortgage on a house, you don't even know who the holder of the mortgage is, because the mortgage might have been sold 10 different times through mortgage-backed securities. So no, derivatives, nah, definitely not. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, you hoping that it goes in your favor, and not like it's not unlimited risk, but the risk is just way too much for the return potential. Like, you know, they try to sell you on the return. They try to make it seem like it's guaranteed. Like, they were straight lines saying that them shits was guaranteed. They had the companies that do the ratings. I think it was Reuters and Standard & Poor's, rating them A+. Like, Reuters and I think Standard & Poor's, they rate bonds. So like bonds that are rated A+ means that they're not going to default. Whoever you're lending that money to, they're going to pay you your money back, so your principal is guaranteed. The higher the rating is, the more secure or the safer the actual instrument is that you're buying. They lied about that shit. This was in 2008. So they all came under fire as a result of that. You know what I mean? So like, this is why you got to be careful when you're looking into stuff. Yeah, hell yeah, they lied. They lied big time. They lied about all of that shit. Yep. Yeah, so derivative, I would say no to. And Mo, yeah, in my opinion, it is risky. Spectrum, what's happening? Yo, he said 2/3 of Starbucks revenues, the drive-through was from me. The funny shit is that he not lying. Here goes some shit right here. He ain't lying. I just came from Starbucks. Fuck. Guilty. That is funny. That's hilarious. Because you asked something just a second ago. Hold up. I forgot what you said though. Maybe did I scroll over it? Ernest said you working from home, you got to let your IT folks in on your network. So if you're all up in Pornhub, Mark from IT knows that. He ain't talking about me. He must mean a Mark from IT. Oh shit. I just found out what Pornhub was this year, so it wasn't me. I really just found out this year that they watch porn on the internet, really. Like, I'm old school, man. I'm shit. When my porn days was on cassette, on VHS. They watching all that shit online now. Oh, there it is. What was the thing you said was a good thing then? I totally confused it with real estate investment trusts. It's something I said today? Or something I said some time ago? I don't even know. He said I'd be getting the old wrinkly magazines. Oh shit. I wonder if I got an old magazine. What magazine I used to rock with? Oh, Hustler. Hustler used to be my shit. Yeah, Hustler used to be my shit back in the day. Yep. I used to hate, what was the other one? Oh, Playboy. Playboy was garbage to me. I'm like, they not naked. I want to see that shit. I don't want to see them in a swimsuit. Nah, all right, let's stop. Let's stop. We're not gonna go to the porn. Just relax. This is Ernest. I was Ernest that time. Talking about Pornhub. Paley said, I'm with Grant Cardone when it comes to real estate. Genius at his field. Yeah, Grant Cardone is pretty good. He's pretty good. Buy low, sell high, basic 1-to-1. Yeah. Yeah. Long-term results with good companies. Right. Yeah, some Warren Buffett shit. Which is not new. You confused it with something else. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what I might have said. Maybe it was an ETF. It might have been that. It might have been an ETF. Because that's kind of like in the same boat with a real estate investment trust as far as some that you have access to. But it's not real estate. ETF is investing in indexes, typically. Or it could just be specialized in just something specific. Like they got an ETF, I think, for Bitcoin now. Something like that. Right. Walker said, if don't believe the hype was the story, 2008 was it. Yep. He said, I think this quick ass recovery is bullshit too. Looks like pure manipulation. Oh, you talking about the stock market? So Jay Carly, was it ETFs? It was ETFs. Okay. See your OCD is worse than mine. You wasn't gonna stop until you fucking figured out what it was. That's how I be doing. My shit be relentless. Yo, Instagram, you been on here for an hour already? Shit. That shit do not seem like no hour. But I guess so. And IG, they don't give you no warning or nothing. It's just be like, all right, goodbye. Your hour's up, buddy. All right, sorry about that, IG. Damn, that shit don't want to stay here. Come on, you were doing well, guys. Stay there. Stay put, man. Fuck it. Just go on the steering wheel. All right. I know you dizzy as shit right now, right? This phone moving all over the place. Oh, man. Whew. Oh, man. Yeah, funny. He said with the 70s Bush. Yes. Yo, stupid. Yeah, the recovery, I do understand what you mean. Yep, I do understand. And it said, of course, stock market pure manipulation. They're driving the price up to sell high. Shit will drop like a rock. Yeah. Why not? Why not? Why let a good pandemic go to waste? That's how I look at that shit. Why let it go to waste? They're gonna manipulate the hell out of that shit. Out of like just various situations, stock market being one of them. Yep. Same way all the shit is being manipulated with the protesting. If you don't think that shit is connected to the pandemic, come on now. Come on, why let it go to waste? You can't let a good pandemic go to waste. Yeah, I mean, the stock market is very simple. Really, all markets are manipulated to a degree. The stock market is just easy to manipulate because it's one of the smaller ones. Like compared to excuse me, compared to the currency market, stock market is tiny. That shit is little. It's easy to manipulate that. Because you can manipulate individual stocks because they are smaller. You're talking about a couple of 100 million or a billion for a company. Currencies, you're talking about trillions of dollars of movement in and out of the currencies. Come on, man. Shit is crazy. Paley said they put trillions in the market when this pandemic happened. Why do you think that happened? Walker, can there be a currency? Pump and dump. Walker, what you asking? You said, can there be a currency? What you meant by that? Ernest said, about the market, what's going on tomorrow? FOMC economic outlook release. Why is the market going up? So that if the Fed say recession will take longer, the market will crash. Smart money thinking right there. Speaking of currencies, hold on, let me look at this. All right, Euro doing a little bit too much right now. I didn't really get a chance to look at the markets that much since we've been on. I glanced a few times, but I don't really know what has been going on there. Not really sure. Not really certain. Ernest said, pay attention. Least the currency market is trillion a day, 5 trillion. Yep. Walker, if this typo gets me one more again, I swear for the Lord, I'm throwing this iPad. I was trying to ask if there can be a pump and dump in the currency markets. Not one that can be controlled. Like you can't have one entity control the entire market. No. But does that type of movement go on between price levels? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. A lot of times brokers get together and they share information about where the stops are of their own customers. And I think that they're not supposed to be able to do that, which is one of the reasons why many of the Forex brokers that were in the US are not in the US anymore, because they were doing that shit. They sharing information between each other about the levels where there's the stop prices are located of the customers. So they know what levels to push the stocks, not the stocks, what levels to push the open interest and the volume and all that type of shit. They can push the not the direction, but they can push the volume in a certain direction for a certain period of time when the market is slower. One of the reasons that when you see that the market slows down, a lot of times you see how it'll pop. That a lot of time that's them manipulating the price action. So when they have the moments where the volume is less, they can come in with their collective volume. It might be 3 or 4 different brokers, and they'll use their collective volume to take the price to a certain level so that they can stop out their customers. This is a fact. And this is why, to my knowledge, 2 or 3 brokers that used to do business in the US no longer do. They got kicked out. Right now, I think that there's only one company doing business in the US for Forex. And guess which one it is? The same one that NADEX fucks with. It's IG. So it's like, you know, like when I talk about shit, I know what I be talking about because I've done my research already. But that's one major thing, because that's what I ran into that when I was trading in Forex. I'm like, how do you motherfuckers know how do they know where these prices are going? When I started looking into it, came to find out that shit was valid. They were sharing information with each other. You know, so when they would see that a bunch of stops were clustered in a certain area, that's where they would push the volume intraday at slow times. They would wait like for Asian session, just as an example. They'll wait for a session that they know is slower, and they'll manipulate. Roosevelt, what's up? Torre, what's good? Yep. So to my knowledge, IG, they the only ones that actually have a Forex operation in the US, unless there's another one I don't know about. But the ones that used to do business here don't do business here anymore. FXCM, gone. FXDD, gone. The other one was Gain Capital. I'm not sure if Gain is still here, but Gain Capital was forex.com. So I'm not sure if they still doing business here, but like I said, to my knowledge, IG is the only one that I know of. So y'all, for like anybody trading Forex, you can look into that yourself and find out. Yeah, but the motherfuckers be cheating, man. Them brokers are something else. So you gotta be careful. Yep, you gotta be careful. She said, Walker, don't throw the iPad. Ernest said, sell high, folks, push the market high. J. Carl, the market is really testing me. I ain't gonna lie. J. Carly, we good. We good. Just wait for it. Just wait for it. Forex market is not centralized, so pump and dump is almost impossible. Correct. Even though I know they will come eventually, I'm still a human person that's beginning to work my resolve. Not that I will do anything about it, but getting my weight up. That's it. That's it. Most brokers are scams, basically. Rare brokers are good. See, Paley is brokers. Any broker that's outside the country, that's outside the U.S., you got to be careful with. Let me just say that, so that you just are aware that they can do shit. They're not regulated by anybody really, and the bodies that they say regulate them, a lot of times they be in, they'll be based in Malta, they'll be based in fucking the Virgin, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they'll be based somewhere offshore, and it's like, it ain't the U.S., so the regulation is way different, and you just gotta be careful, man. You gotta just be careful. And it says Citibank is the largest currency trader, but don't expect JPMC or Barclays Bank to sit back and let Citibank run amok. Indeed. Paley's, this is why NADEX is special as hell, because they're super legit. They do business the right way. Like, that's all we need, is for a company to do business right. That's it. That's all they got to do. And if they want to stay in business long term and build a huge business, and they just do the right thing, I'm not gonna go nowhere. I'm gonna trade with them, and I ain't going nowhere, because I know that they do the right thing and they do what they're supposed to do. That, you can make all type of money doing what you're supposed to do. You don't gotta try to do extra shit to make money. NADEX collects a fee every time that you trade. So that means that they're not involved in y'all battling it out. You trade against somebody else on the platform. That's it. Oh, you think shit going up, he thinks shit going down. One of y'all gonna be right. Whoever's right, that's who wins. But you're collecting the money from the person that lost. NADEX is taking a little chunk. Let me get a little piece from here, little piece from here. We good. NADEX is like fucking like a boxing promoter. Don King. That's NADEX. Sitting in the middle, collecting either way. They don't care about the outcome. They could care less. Just chip me off. Every time that y'all fight, I get a cut. Come on, man. That shit that's the best model ever. Best model ever, man. Yeah, IG owns NADEX, correct. And it's the IG Group is the parent company of NADEX. Yep. Is IQ Options legit? No. No, they're not. Now, let me not say that. I'm not gonna speak on nobody I don't do business with. So no comment. I don't know. Leon, were you paying commissions or was it free to trade? Leon, what are you talking about? I'm not sure what you're referring to. You got to elaborate. You said, were you paying commissions or was it free to trade? I'm not sure what you meant. Oh, in Forex? Well, you don't necessarily pay commissions. It depends on the structure of the broker. Sometimes the broker will charge a separate commission or they'll just have the spread a little larger than other brokers. It depends on the broker. Back in the day, what it used to be was that there were no commissions, but you would pay the spread. So, for example, if you let's say that you trade in, um, let's say that you trade in the euro dollar. Now, the euro dollar happens to be the forex market with the smallest spread in the industry. Like all brokers, the spread on the euro is small compared to the other markets. So I know back at that time it used to be 2 pips, and 2 pips was low when I was in forex. That was low. So if let's say that you went to an ECN broker, ECN will charge 0.5 pips. So in other words, half a pip, but they'll charge commission too. So the commission might be $1. So technically, it looked like you paying a half pip spread, but then they add on a commission of $1 for the transaction. So you're really paying like $1.50. You see what I'm saying? So it depends. You got to add it up to see how it looks and figure out what your actual cost will be. But that really is mainly for people that like to scalp anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like depending on the actual forex market that you trade in, the spread will be larger or smaller. For the major forex pairs, the euro dollar, pound dollar, dollar yen, what's the other major? I think the other major is the Aussie. They'll have typically the lowest spreads. But if you like with an ECN broker, the ECN brokers usually have lower spreads, but then they charge a commission on top of it. So they're gonna get their money one way or the other, whether they charge commissions or not. If they don't charge commissions, you'll typically pay a higher spread for the actual trade. Like it'll be a 1 or 2 pip spread, or if it's like the pound dollar, it might be 4 pips, 3 pips, whatever it is. So, shit like that. All right, NADEX, let me turn this alarm on. This shit just keep going off. Was there any regulatory agency you can turn to when they were cheating clients? At the time, it was just SEC, and I think that it might have been the NFTA. I think it was, or the NFA. I forgot what the agency was. The National Futures Association. I think it was the National Futures Association, and you had the SEC, and it seemed like it was another one. It seemed like there was a third one that was supposed to be regulating them. But the thing about it is that it was a common thing that they were doing amongst all of these brokers. So it took them time to actually get the proof that they were doing it. You understand what I'm saying? They had to audit them. When they audited them, that's when they was out of here. They was like, you can't do business in the US, period. And that's when they started to crack down with more of the laws. So it made it harder now for a broker to do business in the US because you got to meet all these requirements. And if you don't meet them, you can't do business here, period. So, but at the time, no, it really was nobody to turn to because they wasn't going to do shit about it. Yep, they wasn't going to do shit about it. Yeah, the business model that NADEX is using is why NADEX is in a really good position. NADEX is an exchange. So that means that the instruments that they allow you to trade, you trading against other traders. You understand? If your thought process is, well, I like risk reward, you can get into a risk reward based type of trade using the binary. And if you right, you risk $10, you make $90. If you're right. If you're wrong, you lost $10. So it boils down to how well you understand the market to know, well, you know, does it even have the potential to do this shit? I'm risking $10, but is this an actual move that can happen? I need a move to take the market from where it is here all the way to the other side of the strike price by the time the binary expires. So you got to do your research. You got to study. You got to, like look at the market and pay attention to how it's moving and the volatility and, how the ranges of the movement are. Like how far do it be moving? What's the average range that's going on? And if you start digging into it, you can actually uncover something that might put you in position to do well with 10 to 90 risk reward. You risking $10 to make 90. And you actually increase your probability of winning by becoming knowledgeable about the market. You see what I'm saying? So it forces you to become a real trader. You can't just sit on NADEX like it's a slot machine and just pulling the slot machine and hoping that you win. For you to be successful on that platform, you got to out trade everybody else on the platform who's on the opposite side of whatever trade that you like to take. You got to do it better than them. If you do, you'll be profitable. If you don't, you're going to pretty much be like the majority of people. You ain't going to make no money. You'll win some and then you give it back. You know what I'm saying? So you got to figure it out, man. You got to figure that shit out. Yep. Ernest said he trade NADEX and Forex on IG. There you go. NADEX is the Al Hammond. Ernest said no such thing as free trading, correct? Leon, so you were trading the spread. Not necessarily trading the spread. It depends on how you trading. And I'm not sure what you mean, like trading the spread. I'm not sure what you mean by that, actually. He said if you pay commissions to Forex broker and trade direct in the market, and as long as they get commission, then brokers can't really mess around. I'm not sure what you mean by that. I love Forex because money grows and it's not fixed. Still not sure what you mean. Paley, Ernest, you forgot about Robin Hood. If broker says zero commission, check their spread. If they say low spreads, check their commission. Right. Yeah, it's one or the other. Or sometimes both. Ernest said, fuck Robin Hood. I knew that was coming. SEC and NFL. What the fuck is NFL? They know NFL, man. He said the NFL. Totally traded free on Robinhood, made several $100s and paid no fees. Ernest said, Leon, no broker has access to your money. They'll fuck with you. NADEX is an exchange. Right. Correct. Okay, so I think Ernest might have answered your question because I wasn't sure what you were asking about with the broker, but that sounds like it's right in response. J. Carr, there's a Q&A on Robinhood explains how they're free and they don't only have the free, you can pay to upgrade into other things. I just never felt the need to. Ernest said, how you think Robinhood was making money off of you? There's no free shit in business, especially in trading. Yeah, they're making some type of money somewhere. I'm not sure. Like, I haven't looked into Robinhood, so I don't know. I would have to look into it. But yeah, they definitely are either going to indirectly charge you a fee, or it's going to be something built into the pricing that you're paying when you make an investment. You know, like it'll be an inflated price that you're paying. So let's say for example that you want to buy GE and GE is $50 a share. Their price might be $50.50 a share at the time. That might be what the offer is on the platform. So you're not paying a fee, but they have the fee already built into the cost of buying stock. So that's how they make their money. That's why you have the bid and the offer, because it's the best offer and the best bid. But really what that means is what I'm going to charge you if you want to buy this shit. Like, oh, you want to buy GE? All right, it's going to be $51. But then when you look in the actual open market, GE might be $50. But the offer here on the platform is $51. You see what I'm saying? So they're gonna get their money one way or another. Right. Tracy said, I think Robinhood increases the share price. There you got it. Yep, there you have it. All right, Miranda came back. What's up? Isaiah, what's happening? Ernest said, yeah, J. Carter, they got you on spreads. Yeah, it's built in. It's built into it. That's why Robinhood is kind of whack. I don't think that Robinhood is necessarily whack. I think that just the fact that they making it possible for you to buy shit from your phone on the app is remarkable. That's awesome. Robinhood, Cash App, like whatever these different things are that they making available. What's the other one? Acorns? Whatever these apps are. The fact that you can be on the app and buy into a stock is great. I think that's great. You know, you got to look into how much you're paying every time that you make an investment. Yes. So do your research and your due diligence. Absolutely. Yep. Isaiah said, what's good, man? I'm 24, been watching you for a while. I trade Forex mostly, but ready to get into NADEX heavy. Yeah, Isaiah, I would recommend definitely training before you get heavy into anything. But I feel you. I know. I understand what you mean. Yeah, but NADEX is great, man. NADEX is great. It's a great platform to use. In my opinion, binaries are the best thing that you can trade. You know, just for the simple fact that your knowledge of the market is how you'll be able to consistently be profitable with binaries. You know what I'm saying? It's like knowing more than your opponent. You just learn how to beat up your opponent all the time. And just, if you can't win, you just ain't gonna fight. That's the mentality. But yeah. Yep, good choice, man. Good choice if you do. Yes, indeed. Shawnee said you can trade fractions of stocks on Robinhood. Yeah, that too. Like, yeah, that's good. That's good. That's good. Everybody don't got $500 and $1,000 to be putting in those stocks. But you can throw $20 here, $30 there. You know what I'm saying? You can start off small and build up a sizable account just from being consistent and slowly investing into something that makes sense. Like, figure it out. I think that's awesome. I think it's always great when you can start off small and work your way up to something big. People be wanting to start off big, and it's like you don't know nothing. You can't start off big. Oh well, I got $1,000. All right, well, why you want to put it into something that you don't know nothing about it? Like, learn about what you want to put your money into first. And really, if you can, develop skill so that you'll be able to do it over and over again. Like, and that's another thing too. I don't want to just invest one time and then that's it. Like, oh, I did real good in that stock. We made 50%. All right, well, I want to keep doing that. So how can I keep doing that? You know what I'm saying? Maybe we can't do 50% all the time, but maybe we can do 5% consistently. We do 5% 20 times. We doubled it. You see what I'm saying? So that's just how I look at it. Isaiah said, no cap, I lost $500 thinking I could see breaks and retreat on the 5-minute chart, but I just can't get it down. No doubt. No doubt. You and like 10,000 million other people. How can I get into your slow and steady approach? I see you do it every week. Just DM me and I'll send you the information, because you on Instagram right now. So I don't have a way to send it to you, but just DM me and then I'll connect with you from there. Just send me a DM. Yeah, and I connect with you that way. he said I lost 500 thinking I could see breaks. Yeah, it's all good though, man. Don't worry about it. Yeah, you be all right. Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. You're welcome. Oh, man. Shine said Robinhood, where people buy stocks, hold for longer than a day. A lot of millennials use Robinhood like a video game. We was talking about this yesterday. The fire trucks. I feel so at home. Oh shit. Yeah, I would imagine so. Jay Carly said the same stocks on Robinhood were cheaper than Fidelity, where I had to pay per trade. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm sure Fidelity also probably required a larger account than Robinhood. That's what I like about Robinhood and them apps, that you can start off small. You know what I mean? Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. Walker, Mark, you mentioned you developed some type of trading script back in the day. If I remember correctly, why did you decide to stop using it? Because I couldn't do business with the brokers anymore. And I did very well with them. Like I had that whole discussion about that. The brokers I was using was hating. I ain't gonna front. Why you calling me? Like, they used to be calling me, talking about, oh, we saw that you made another $30,000 withdrawal. We're just calling, just to see how you're doing. I'm doing fine. What the fuck you want? They call them to be nosy. Like, what are you doing on the, like, how are you making these trades? How are you winning? That's really what they was asking. Like, well, how are you winning? Because I figured out how to hide the stops. On Forex, you can put your stop loss and your take profit in the actual platform. Like on MT4, you can use actual numbers. And I had a script, and this is what Walker is brought up. My script used the same stop losses, but it was invisible, so it wouldn't go in the platform. but the script is operating on MT4. So when I hit my profit target, it would just exit me. If I happen to get stopped out, which I rarely ever did, but it would exit me without them seeing anything. They wouldn't know what my profit target was, and they wouldn't know what my stop loss is. And I was able to trail the stop if I wanted to along the way. And the script was doing this automatically. Then I took the script and I incorporated and built it into the EA I was using. So I had an expert advisor built, and that shit was not just managing the trade, it was entering the trades. It would wait and take the trade too. That shit was ill, man. That shit was ill. So that's why I stopped using it, man, because I couldn't do business with the brokers because they was doing shiesty shit. They started doing shiesty shit. Yep. Shiny Airlines casino stocks been on fire lately, so a lot of novices pouring into these trading platforms. Webull is another one. Yeah, you know how that goes. You know how that goes. Anytime you got new people coming in that don't know what they're doing, they coming in because of some type of hype that's going on. You better off actually learning the skill though. You know what I'm saying? You be way better off learning skill. Getting caught up in hype all the time. Mess around and blow your account multiple times. Yeah, shit is crazy. Robinhood, you can make a lot of money. That should be the business of the stock market now, because now stock market has spreads. Jay Carly, I love Robinhood. Not everyone is an experienced fucking stock traders, so they are amazing. She said, y'all should feel bad for murdering my fucking unicorns. Oh shit. Yo, Jay Carly is something else. She crazy. I keep telling y'all, leave her alone. Paley said, with Robinhood, all it needs to do is go up or down, and you make money with spreads. You have to do extra stuff. Leon said, I traded NADEX but find Forex less risky. Not gonna say that. But as always, you need to know what you're doing. Yeah, Leon, let me tell you what risk means, in my opinion. Risk is not having skill with what you're doing. That's the risk. It doesn't matter if it's Forex, NADEX, stock market. No matter what it is. If you ain't got no skill, you are at risk. Period. So that's how I measure risk. That's my interpretation of it. Jay Carly said, there will always be risk when there's less skill. If you stick to what you're skilled at or get your skill up, there will be no risk. There we go. Ernest said, Forex is not less risky. NADEX and Forex should never be treated as equals. Come on, Scam Likely. If you don't get the hell out of here. Should never be treated as equals. Never, never, ever. Yeah, they are two separate things altogether. I agree. Altogether. Leon said, for me, it's less risky. Okay. Anything is equal when you at the end of day making money. Yeah, if you making money, you good. You good. End of the day making money from the market. I agree. Hence, Forex is less risky. But it has nothing to do with that though. If you're making money from it, then that's wonderful. But that doesn't make it less risky than NADEX. Nah. Forex is just as risky if you don't have skill as NADEX is if you don't have skill, as the stock market is if you don't have skill. If you don't have skill, everything's risky. Period. 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 If you don't know what you're doing, it's risky. Ernest said, first of all, there's an expiration on binaries. Ignore that and you lose. Bang, I'm done. Hello. And that's why it's not a fair comparison between Forex and NADEX because, oh boy, I don't know. People just don't. I don't know. People just don't understand. They don't understand the difference, and it's cool. It's cool, but it's very simple to understand the difference. When you're in the Forex market, you can be right. Hey, I think the pound is going up. All right, cool. But if you try to apply that on NADEX, on a binary, you can be right and lose. Oh man, I was right. I knew it was going there. Oh man, I knew it was going to hit that pivot. Yeah, you was right. But your timing was wrong. So you lost the trade. Again, you don't know what you're doing on the platform, obviously. So that's what makes it risky for you. You taking Forex concepts, which don't involve time and expiration, right? And now you want to go on NADEX and now apply that on a binary that expires in X amount of time. So now, in order for you to win the trade on NADEX, you have to be correct about the time of when you're saying that the market is going to go wherever it's going. Nobody cares that you were right. Oh, I knew it was going to hit that point. I told you it was going there. Yeah, but your timing was off and you lost the trade on the platform. So it don't matter. That's why they're two different things altogether. That's why. They're separate things altogether. Binaries, you got to be right about the timing. If you're wrong, you lose. That's it. Yep, that's it. He said you prefer no expiry. Yep, there you go. So Forex is your thing. Forex is your thing. Potential for further up or downside. I traded Forex in the past. I make more money on NADEX than I made trading Forex. And I made hundreds of thousands of dollars trading Forex. And I make more on NADEX. And doing less. So I just leave it like that for me. And see, this is why when I talk about things, I have the reference of both. But I'm not like, it's just like, I don't take shots at people that trade Forex. If you trade Forex, I'm always going to say the same thing to you anyway. As long as you consistently profitable, you doing exactly what you should be doing. It's beautiful. I will compare, however, scaling up. On NADEX, every time that I've gone to a certain account size, I started with $100. Every time. Started from 100. Now we here. So when I compare that, I'm like, well, I definitely didn't do that in Forex. I didn't do that in Forex. Forex, I started with much larger account sizes. And yes, earned six figures, but not from $100. NADEX did it from $100. So the ability for you to scale on the NADEX platform because of your skill set, I can't find nothing to compare that to, period. There's no comparison to that. Again, in my opinion and in my experience. So that's why I have that reference point that I can always use because I did it. I still do it. I can do it again and again. You understand what I'm saying? So it's always good to just have a point of reference that you can use. That way you can at least help people to understand what you are referring to when when you talk about something. That's what I do. So I never shoot down anything. Just like we talking right now about the stock market. I'm not shooting down the stock market. Stock market is great. Now, the approach that I would use is not the way that most people look at it. In my opinion, stock market is long term. And I think that you should look at it that way. I don't trade Bitcoin. I've had discussions with people multiple times on here. They come on and they want to argue about trading Bitcoin. Oh, Bitcoin is the best thing to trade. I don't like the idea of trading Bitcoin. I like the idea of buying Bitcoin and holding it, because Bitcoin is a remarkable opportunity going into the future, in my opinion. You see what I'm saying? And my opinion is based on actual information about what Bitcoin is. Like, Bitcoin is an actual digital currency, or whatever they want to call it. But the real technology behind it is why it's valuable. It's attached to the blockchain. I know this. So that's where the value, you see what I'm saying? That's where the value, in my opinion, comes from for Bitcoin. That's why I don't like the idea of trading Bitcoin. I don't got to trade Bitcoin. I trade binaries. So that's why I don't compare Bitcoin to binaries. It's not the same. Like, there's no comparison to it. I'm not comparing what we do on NADEX to the stock market. There's no comparison to that. I don't even compare what we do on NADEX to a business. You can't even compare what we're doing on NADEX to a regular business. There's no comparison. There's no. What business do you know of where you can start the business with $100 and position yourself to make 6 figures just based off of developing the skill set to be able to do it? Where else can you do that? I'm just saying. So that's what I be talking about. That's what I be talking about, man. I talk about what I know. Shit. And I understand, Leon. I understand from what you said about for you, Forex is less risky because you tried NADEX for a long time. Understand, most people on NADEX lose. So you did what most people do. I understand. But there's a reason that people lose. That's the part that everybody don't get. And it has to do with the skill set in the market. Until you actually learn how to take your understanding of the market and then apply it to NADEX, NADEX will eat you up. Because you trading against somebody on the other side that either don't know anything or they might know more than you. You don't know. But the fact remains is that you don't know enough about the market as it pertains to binaries to be able to consistently win, to know when to stay out, to know when to take a trade. Like, when is the right time to trade? Because a binary is about timing. When's the right time to be in a trade? And if you can't arrive at a point where you understand that intricately and then develop the patience to wait just for that, you kind of doomed anyway, which is again why people be losing. So, and like, as far as Forex goes, with Forex, it's so many different ways you can trade. Like, you like, pick one. What you do? You scout. You a swing trader. You an intermediate term trader. You like to trade based on pivots. You like to trade the news. It's mad different ways to trade on Forex. Like, you got to narrow down a niche for yourself so that you can just stick to one thing and kind of master that one thing. Because when I was trading the Forex, I knew people that was trading Forex and they would do well with the news, and then they'll fuck up on the trade, on the swing trade. And it's like, damn, you made money over here and then you lost here. So it's like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't make what you thought that you made because you was doing too much. So I'm just using that as a point of reference. Yep, it's a lot. Forex is a lot of shit. It's a lot. You got to figure out what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? And just stick to that. Yep. But this is a good dialogue. And you like the knockouts, huh? I think the knockouts is what used to be called what they used to be called? Touch brackets, right? Yeah, at first I thought it was a new thing. But I think, matter of fact, I think Ernest told me that they changed the name of touch brackets to knockouts or whatever it is. Yeah, and I didn't even look at them because I don't trade like that. You know what I mean? I stick to what I know, which I think everybody should do. It's like, if you already know how to work something, just keep doing what you're doing. That's always what I say. And I'm always going to say that. The only time I usually will respond is when somebody will ask, well, which one's better? When people ask me that, you know what I'm going to say. I'm going to say what I'm doing is the best shit because I'm doing it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really have another reference to use. I'm just going to say, well, what I do is it works like this, and this is why it works, and this is why it's going to keep working. And just leave it at that. But you know how it goes, man. Shit. If that shit ain't broke, don't try to fix it either. If your shit is working, just keep doing it. Yes, indeed. That is funny. I remember that too. Walker said, I remember when I first started with TA, I wasted the first year trying to create an algorithm with the parameters. He said the algorithm worked 100% of the time, 0% of the time. Oh, shit. Yeah, you know folks will do that too. You know it. Jay Carly said, lack of skill equals risk. If you go skiing and you've never done that before, you're at risk of breaking your damn leg. Yep, Shawnee said, speak for yourself. Ryan, if you don't know how to walk, going across the street can be risky. If you're profitable in Forex, then you don't have to convince anybody of anything. And I don't feel like he was really trying to convince. I think that he just was like, I think he mad at NADEX a little bit. He like, fuck NADEX. I can't win over there. And I'm just joking, but you know, that it do be like that sometimes. You know, you get a bad taste in your mouth when you try something that don't work. But you know, there's reasons why shit don't work. There's always a reason why. I'm always more interested in the reason, you know, more than anything. Ernest said, Leon, right. That's why I trade both. If I know that I'll get 200 pips off a pair, I'll trade it on spot, grab 200 pips. And that's why I love NADEX knockout contract. The pound moves. Ernest doing that Forex talk. Leon said, I'm not convincing. Just saying for me, Forex is less risky because I tried NADEX for a long time. Because I said, you like it, we love it. Peleus, people love Forex because more potential. I think that's why, but they don't have skills, so it doesn't matter. I mean, and what do that even mean? Like more potential? More potential for what? You got more potential to lose if you don't know what you're doing. Like, so I'm not sure what that even means. Like, when people look at Forex and NADEX, you think that Forex has more potential, but more potential for what? That's where people be losing me a little bit because I'm not sure what that means. But Shawnee, Ernest, I saw that knockout tab on NADEX platform. Can you quickly explain? I see I got to skip over shit. Oh, snap. Leon said, with knockouts, you need to be right on direction and it needs to hit the target. All right, cool. Leon said, rather than do lots of things, rather stick with one as it requires different thinking to trade them. Yeah, there you go. There you go. That's a smart move right there. That's a smart move right there. Paley, scale up what you know can make. Shawnee said, Ernest, 250, damn, must be trading the pound, yen, or similar fast moving volatile pair. Ernest said, I trade anything on NADEX, just depends on the market observation. I've gotten into knockout in ES for 350. At night, knocked out by morning at full 5,000. Nice. Nice. I still have no idea what the knockout shit is even about. And I will not look into it. But that's nice right there. He said 350 to 5,000. That's awesome. On one trade. That's some good shit. Earnings, I trade the pound. Knockouts, there's no pound yen yet. Okay. J Cuss, I was so close to seeing a shiny ball, I rebuked the ball. Mark hated doing the KOs. He said I need to skip over shit. Yeah, because I mean, like that was good shit that you just said about what you did. And I'm glad that you actually said something that you did. Because I still don't know what knockouts is. Still have no idea. But that sounded good. Yep. But I'm with Jay Carly. There ain't no shiny ball shit for me either. Definitely not. You already know. Shine said this time of the year is the annual look around and see what else is out there season. Whew, what? You know that shit is heavy. That shit is heavy. Tracy said, you making me want to do a whole video on this topic. Oh, because we talking about the Forex shit, right? I know. You should do it. You should do it, Tracy. You should do it. Yep. He said a few years ago it was after money trades in the summer. Yep. You remember? Ernest said I'm a flexible NADEX businessman. Mm-hmm. Shiny said I can't do it. I for sure would get knocked out. So I'm gonna keep my ass in my lane. Yep. Yeah, but I'm glad that you're doing your thing. I'm glad, man. That's a nice trade right there. Shahara, yeah, we still live. Shahara was like, I done took a nap, woke back up. You're still on here. Yeah, we still on here. Yeah. Now everybody want to know about knockouts. This is all I need to know. First of all, the word knockout. That means don't play around, your ass get knocked out. Shit. Yeah, it's almost 6. It is 3 hours, right? Yeah, we've been on here for a minute. Been on here for a minute. This because the Instagram had cut off and I came back. So yeah, we've been on here for a long ass minute so far. You're right. He said knockout train is tonight. Oh, it's only 2 hours. Let me see. Yeah, 2 hours and 4 minutes so far. All right. It just seemed long, I guess. Shar, you gotta stop coming over here. Every time you come over here, you talk about my beard. I told you I'm not cutting this shit until Christmas. They keep messing with me. I keep the shit until next year. She like, just a little trip. I have not touched my face, period. This shit is quarantined. This shit is quarantined in. It's crazy. My OCD won't allow me to do it. I'm gonna just let that shit grow until I hit and the only way I'm gonna cut it is if I actually hit a barbershop. And that shit ain't looking too promising right now. So we're gonna see what goes on. That shit gonna rock out. You'll see me next year. My shit'll be down here. My shit'll be down here somewhere. It'll be like Santa Claus is the black man. Yeah, there you go. After a while, you won't even see my face. You just see shades. Look, Jay Carly encouraging that shit. Talk about do it. Looking like Father Time. Oh shit. That's all right. I'm gonna get at you. I remember everybody that was roasting my bid. Watch. I'm gonna remember. Thank you, Tracy. Tracy said it looked nice. Lisa says ZZ Top. Oh shit. She said my top list been MIA since April. That's why IG cut her off. As soon as she typed in her shit, IG cut off. Oh shit. That is hilarious. She said my shit looking like Father Time. Yo, y'all is a trip. Oh shit. Look, there she goes. She said IG shut off while I was typing. I know. See, IG fucks with me. They's like, nah, we gonna hold you down, Mark. You see what they doing to the beer gang, Mo? They talking shit, man. He said beer sound like Home Depot sandpaper. Y'all are retarded. Yeah, y'all get it in. Y'all can get it in. Uh-huh. I'm making a list and I'm checking it twice, damn it. I remember everybody was talking shit about my beard. Watch. Oh shit. You said what I look like? Wait, I gotta hear this. What'd you say? Paley said beard looked like Uncle Larry. Oh shit. Look, Shahara, she's like, my IG shit will not be denied. I read it anyway. I gave it love. You better enjoy it. Tell her you better get it in. I wanted to hear what it was. Can't remember now what the shit was. Oh yeah, his picture in the video. Yeah, it was official. Yep. That's Action Harvard. I got you. Yeah, you are number one. You number one right now. Yep. Remember the first shall be last. Remember. I got something for all your asses. Watch. I don't even know what it is yet, but I'm gonna figure it out. Oh shit. Oh, let me get back to Isaiah already hit me up. All right. Let me hit it back. Don't forget the ones that were bid gang. He said bid looked like you whispered shit to Bob Marley. All right, let me get my here. This is what we're gonna do for right now. We're gonna do this right now because I see where this is going right now. I see where this is headed now. All right, so during the roast, if you say some corny shit, this is what you get right here. Okay, so don't come with no whack shit. That shit was whack. That shit was whack. That's the first one. I told y'all. Y'all gonna come with it. Come with it. Who said a good one? Paley said, what he said, Uncle Larry? I don't even know who Uncle Larry is, but that shit sounded funny, so that was good. Oh, shit. Yo, y'all are stupid. Y'all are stupid. Ah, there we go. Beer talk is over. Bo said the MIA top lip was crazy. Yeah, it was good. That was pretty good. She said that the other day though, so just because you said it the other day, none of that shit either. Oh, Poseidon. Okay. I remember, yeah, I kind of remember you mentioning that. But I didn't know you was talking about me. She says never over, reclines in the chair. What he said, what she said. He doesn't even have to shave it, just trim it up so he not out here looking like who done it. Yeah, I definitely got on that one. So that's the first the recliner roast right there. That's the first one. So let's reread that again. Let me see. She said he doesn't have to shave it, just trim it up so he not out here looking like who done it. Okay. Let me think about that. Nope. Nope. Oh shit. Yeah, this shit is hilarious. This is why I be messing with y'all, cause it's 6 o'clock. Oh shit. Oh, now I'm trigger happy. Come on, Shava. Keep them coming. You was just talking mad shit a second ago on Instagram. Oh shit. Oh man. Yo, y'all stupid, man. All right. Now that's funny.